Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I am Jason, your host, and I'm on my way to Trentham Gardens. I'm going to go for a little wander. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's let these go by and there. So, I'm driving my little Quingo mobility scooter. Some of these ramps on this are not the best positioning, but hey, we can make it. Thankfully this this mobility scooter is set up for challenging types of pavement, because as you can see, the state of the UK paths and a wonderful place to put I should just about be able to get between these two. Closey. So let's just be cheerful. Not the best place to cross over, but don't really have much choice. Go for it. Yes. The pavements of Stoke-on-Trent are in worse condition than the actual roads of Stoke-on-Trent. It's like, yay! But we're gonna have our little wander. Okay, wonderful place for a car to park. Right on the edge there. Make sure there's no one coming that way. Thankfully I've got a rear facing camera on this, so I can keep an eye on what's going on behind me. The pavement will get better condition while we're going through the town of Stoke. And then on the other side of Stoke, because we're going to Trentham Gardens, it'll get worse and worse. Yay. Just one of those things that disabled people have to deal with. Oh. And this camera that I'm using is a DJI 4 and has an excellent image stabilization, so the shaking that you're seeing is a lot less than what's happening in real life. So yes, the story was published yesterday on Canary about the harassment and that I had. This is one of the reasons why, because those people are still around. They still come into my YouTube or my Twitch channel sometimes when I'm on. How's the best way to put this? I never tell anybody when I'm leaving the house in my mobility scooter, because I'm always concerned that someone might pick up that knowledge and try to meet me out there, to have a go at me, or even to try and trash my house while I'm away. This is a concern. So when I leave the house on the mobility scooter, I never tell anybody except for a few trusted friends before I leave. I always tell people that once I get home. I would love to stream this. I would love to stream myself, but there's no way I could ever do it. There is a certain group of people out there who are horrible monsters who who delight in having a go at disabled people. People who speak out. The government hasn't helped it. The way the government shows people who are disabled, scroungers, taking the mickey, lazy people at home while you're working hard. Yeah. That kind of talk, that kind of rhetoric causes people like me to be in danger, to fear for our lives when we're out on our mobility scooters. I am very lucky. I have never had a negative interaction while on my mobility scooter. I hope that I haven't just jinxed myself, but every motorists have been wonderful, allowing me to cross the road and things like that. People have been thinking, the worst things you get with people is they don't notice you because it's such a quiet scooter. People don't notice, but they don't do it on purpose. They don't trash me. So I'm very lucky for that. I know some of my fellow disabled people have had bad experiences, but I haven't. And the minority of bad people, and I do honestly believe it's a minority of bad people, should not ruin my interactions with the general public. So we're going through Stoke now. Stoke is one of those towns that's really badly underfunded. Yes, Stoke-on-Trent has a bad drug problem and that, but it called down to the government again. Underfunding of the police, underfunding of social services, underfunding of support networks for young people, things for them to do and everything. Look at this place, it's almost completely shut down. What is a teenager going to turn to when this kind of crap, when they are brought up in a place like this? So let's turn around here. We're going to go down here. Don't really need the light on, I only need that when I'm actually going on the road, because this is a class 3 vehicle. What does that mean? A class 3 vehicle registered with the DVLA. I can go onto any road up to a dual carriageway. No, I would never go on a dual carriageway. I think that's silly. I think a dual carriageway is not the kind of road that this should be on. But I do go along on the roads that are low traffic and that, and this can go up to 8 miles an hour on roads. 4 miles an hour on pavements is the legal limit, and I am always very aware, thankfully, and once again I hope I'm not jinxing myself. I've never hurt anyone, and I've never hit to anyone or anything. I'm very situational aware. This is my mobile safe space, and that makes this very, very, very important. Let's cross over here. Now here you're going to see an example of pavements that are basically destroyed by the trees. I love trees, but if you see this, imagine if you're pushing a wheelchair or even a push chair. And this is like off-road. It's a good job that this is an off-road type mobility scooter. This can handle off-road because, and I'm about to take a corner that's a very small one. There we are. You can see we've got to go down here. Look at this pavement that we're crossing here. Across the road here. So it's a very interesting, because I have to turn here, which is Oh, this little bit here is very, there's got the railway railing here. Hopefully no one will want to come down here or come around this corner before I get to the end, because it is not the easiest place to go. I love my mobility scooter. It is such a boost to independence. But the pavements in Stoke-on-Trent are really horrible, and I'm pretty sure they're not the worst out there. We still have cobblestones in certain places, which are horrible to get over, both on a wheelchair and a mobility scooter. This is a very comfortable. To buy this is a Quingo Tourer Mark II, and to buy one of these new, you will spend £8,999 without the canopy and without the rear-facing camera. That is a massive amount of money. I did not buy this new. I bought this second-hand off eBay. Just gonna check some. Looks good. Yep. So, we are going to be going, I'm going to go down this thing and I'll show you the really bad part. But these videos will be 20 minutes each, because I'm not going to start new videos. I'm not going to stop it and start it. Basically, I'm going to let it run. It'll take me about an hour to get there, an hour to get back, and I'll spend about 30 minutes there. I have membership at Trentham Gardens, so I can go in for free. Otherwise, I would have to wait until here. Actually, no. Ramp on the other side. And I'm going to have to go up this curb, which is it is rated for going up curbs like that, but yeah, it's not a fun experience. You'd think by now every road would have like a proper ramp at the ends and that, just so that disabled people in that could get around easier. But the bane of my existence is, apart from all this stuff, which they complain about the potholes on the road, but the potholes on the pavements can be really horrible as well. Now, thankfully it's not a bin day, so all the bins aren't out, but you can see we are going to be going past. This is my nemesis here. I want you to look at this. Straight ahead you can see that stump there. Now that stump puts the pavement at a really bad angle. When I go up there, there's a chance that the side of my canopy will hit the actual wall, because it will angle me so freaking much. It is not an easy thing to cut. I have to angle it. It's pretty much exactly on the right angle, and then cut it just about. And that's because I know this vehicle well, and I have done that quite a lot. That is a terrifying thing to go over, but it's worth it to get where I'm going. After all, as disabled people, we really understand and value any kind of independence. I can't leave my disabled street. Here's another one of these bloody horrible, where the tree has destroyed the pavement there and made it. But, and it's worse over the other side. The reason I go this side is the other side can be worse because people park up onto the pavement on the other side, sadly. So, having any kind of independence as a disabled person is amazing. Before I got my mobility scooter, I was pretty much locked into the house, into my safe spaces. I couldn't go out. I couldn't explore. The only times I left the house was for CT scans at the hospital, or a doctor's appointment, and one bank appointment, which they couldn't do online. So I had to sign some forms when my mum passed away. Those are the only times I left the house before. And it was always a major... I had to prepare like 2 days ahead. I'm going to cut round here to hit. There we are. I'll wait here for a bit. I don't mind. Oh. Let them go. Oh. Now, let's see. Thank you for the driver. I find drivers drive are wonderful. They allow you to cross and things. Like I said, I've had a very positive experience. But people leaving these out here means at least they're not up against trees, because I've had people put their bins out up against one of the trees and therefore it blocks the side completely. Alright, so once again there is not a ramp on the other side, so I'm going to have to just approach it directly on. This vehicle thankfully can make these kind of thingies, but yeah, it's a bit of a jarring experience. This is not a light mobility scooter. It's almost, I believe, almost 300 kilograms. It's like it's over-engineered. It has 5 wheels, 3 at the front, 2 at the back. It's one of the best mobility scooters you can get. It has a range of 55 miles. It has regenerative braking, so which means every time I put the brakes are on, it sends a little bit more of that energy back into the batteries. It has really good emergency braking, which means I never have to use... I've got an emergency brake, but it's got built-in automatic brakes within the drum of the motor, which means it automatically brakes for me whenever I take my finger off the throttle, which is... I have never had to use my emergency brakes. I test them now and then, of course, before I leave the house, but I've never had to actually use them while I'm out here, which is a great comfort to me. I don't have range anxiety with this because anywhere I can go, and this thing flies. When it's on the road, and I'll show you, when it's on the road, it is amazing. I love going on the road with this. I don't go any roads like these because too many people. I can legally, but no. But there's a little industrial road that we come to, and it's part of the favourite part of this journey. It's like over a mile long, and I can let this vehicle go full speed along it, and it's fucking awesome. It really is. Now, I said I wasn't going to start and stop on the video, but what I'll do is I'm going to actually, this week coming up to 19 minutes now. So if I stop in a second, I'll just stop this one and start another. So bye bye for now.